Hi there, and welcome into this video where I will be bringing in the intuitive themes that I have been picking up for this November 2024, as well as what's been reflected back to me for the people around me, as well as our world. In addition to all of that, I am coming in to wish you a happy Halloween, All Souls Day, Day of the Dead, and this Scorpio new moon, which will be happening in just about 20 hours from the moment of my filming this, which is on Halloween, October 31st. So I decided to take a page out of my children's book and a recent post I had shared about embracing play. So I thought, why not? I will just put my pirate costume on and share that joy with all of you. This is actually from Disneyland. Pirates of the Caribbean was one of my favorite rides as a kid. The lady in red always caught my attention, and so here I am. I'm also embracing some of my childhood joy in this video as well. So that's what's going on here. If you are new to this channel, my name is Chrissy Whistler. I am an evolutionary astrologer, and I also bring in the new aspects of consciousness with the dwarf planets. I did a very deep dive about the astrology and the solar energies, so if you're interested in that, please go there. I'm also an intuitive, and that's what I'm going to be focusing on this video, is those intuitive themes that I'm picking up. And in addition to all that stuff, I am a very active mother of 2 neuro-sparkly children, and I am here at the pool right now. Eric is enjoying himself. Kate's popping around, so we'll see if she pops into the video in or not. Now, if you are needing any support right now through this very transitional, challenging moment in time, please reach out. I offer astrology birth chart readings as well as intuitive readings to help guide you and what is it that your soul is calling you and asking you to do at this time. You will find all that information and more at my website at chrissywhistler.com. And if you find this video helpful, please like it. Please share this with your friends. It really helps me to connect and reach more people like you and bring some of this message of joy and hope to more people, breaking through that algorithm of intensity and fear that is just wrapping our world so tightly. So that is also one of my intentions for you today, is that I can bring you some guidance and some hope despite what you are seeing taking place within your life and, again, the world around you. It's a very big, powerful moment in time. Like, we really are at that crucible moment of change. So, and there goes Eric splashing away, so there you go. And yet, you know, even in that crucible of change and transformation, how can we bring in even some small, tiny way, like putting on your favorite costume, decking yourself out, and just bringing joy and lightness and light into your life. And that can do so much to shift the frequency. So with that, let's go ahead and start to dive in with some of these themes that I'm weaving with and I'm seeing happening. And as usual, I've got my notes to keep me on track. All right, so everything I'm really bringing in right now mirrors the astrology. So just please know that it's not just being channeled in from me, and again, what I'm seeing in the mirror reflection others are presenting me, or even my children. This is also has grounding in the astrology, as well as the activations that we are receiving from our sun at this time. And if you have really been feeling heavy energies coming through, especially this last week of October, you're not crazy. It really has been very intense. And sometimes as well, it's not even a direct correlation that we can measure with science, at least not yet, as far as like, oh, I just had this really big, intense headache, this pressure, third eye activations, and the sun just released this massive flare. Sometimes we do have that correlation, and sometimes we don't. And that's what this week in general has been. I mean, the sun's been active, but the amount of energy that I've been picking up on, I'm not seeing that easy, direct correlation. So just know that if you've really been feeling it, there's been a lot of transformation and change within our systems and consciousness that has been taking place and upgrading us. Now, the first thing I want to bring in is also around this as well, is this has been a time of shedding old skins and old stories. And it fits in right perfectly with our Scorpio new moon in just a handful of hours, as well as Pluto finishing up Capricorn and going to be moving into Aquarius for the last time in our lifetimes. So these are really big, pivotal energies. And there is this necessary cutting through the bullshit of who you thought you were in order to find, rediscover who you truly are. Your soul underneath the hats, underneath the masks and the cloaks that you have needed to wear to keep yourself safe, especially when it comes to society, our Western dominated top-down culture, authority, way of being, this dog-eat-dog world. To survive, you have to just shove under the rug all your emotions. That need for safe space, just tuck it away, don't matter. Get your head out of the clouds, pull your bootstraps up, right? Like that energy that we have come in to this planet with, we were born into, that resonance. There is a dismantling that is taking place. So more than usual with our Scorpio season, this is, again, we're deep spelunking right now. We are going into the depths of our shadows, these places in our unconscious that we desperately do not want to see because of the deep pain, because of the trauma that may not even be ours. It can be collective, it can be generational, dimensional, like we're going into it. So this spelunking transformation shadow work can be much more intense, transformative than usual Scorpio seasons. That's what I've really been picking up on, and it's been this continuous, like looking at myself in this mirror and seeing those shadows and being like, oh, I didn't know that was still there. And it's just like, again, it's just like the shedding of the cloaks. They are coming off right now. And we will see that also mirroring. There's our lives are the microcosm of that bigger whole of the macrocosm. And so we will see that on this world stage, this United States election in particular, and then the weeks, months following. Like, it is deeply going into all the stuff that we don't want to acknowledge, that must be witnessed, to shed, to cut through those cloaks, to find and to remember who we truly are. So that is one of the big themes that we are working with this November. And honestly, beyond as well, because this energy of shedding the bullshit, especially with Pluto, it's not going to be a one and done deal. It's not just going to happen overnight and be like, whew, wow, that was good. Let's just sit back and have a margarita now and relax. Yeah, no, it's not going to be that, guys. So just be aware that there is deep work that's being asked of all of us. So, and I also bring in as well that this deep work is truly to help us to heal. Again, to remember back to who we truly are, to who our souls are, and what we are each here and have come here to do. And this new world that is being built, even though it might look very scary right now. Another theme that is, I'm sure you're feeling it, is very reactionary, very angry, fearful, polarizing energy. This is specifically speaking to the Mars Cancer, will also be the whole Mars retrograde cycle from now until April, until it finally clears the shadow, okay? Is also Mars opposite to Pluto. So if you're seeing a lot of reactions, deep anger coming from very wounded, unseen, unknown parts of ourselves that we are thrusting up and we're projecting onto other people because we really don't want to look at them because they are that painful and that traumatic. It's easier to cast the blame, to send out those shadows onto other people than to hold up that mirror and to look within ourselves and ask, what is that part that is wanting to be seen and witnessed? So, oh yes, that is happening. That is happening. Also as well with this Mars energy of Cancer that I've witnessed is there's a deep desire for wholeness and for connection right now, for true belonging and to be in true community with other people who can witness us and see us for who we truly are without all the hats that we're wearing, all the masks that are not who we truly are. And yet, to take off the masks, to take off the cloaks, and to present ourselves as we truly are, to show up and to be vulnerable, to risk being rejected and judged and opinions cast on, is a very scary, frightening thing. That again is coming from these unconscious wounds, these parts in our system that we don't even know are there and are doing their utmost to protect us and to keep us safe. So I've been noticing this. There's this deep desire for community and connection, and yet when you go to these people and you're like, if you want this, all you have to do is just keep showing up. Like, we're here. We're right here. We're waiting for you. We want to connect. We want to bring you in. And it's so much easier to be like, well, no, that's too far. That's too far of a drive. Or we're really busy at those times. it needs to be at this specific time on this specific day and this small little sliver that then we can manage it. Or even in my homeschool community, noticing it as well is this blaming on others of, oh, no one went around and introduced themselves to my child, like we would expect in school, even though we're not in school, right? Which is totally fine, and I can see and understand and witness everyone in their process and where they are at, but I'm noticing that dissonance, this desire for true belonging, and yet to get to that point, to go from A to C, they have to do B, which is that inner work and what are those wounds, and that's where a lot of the bypassing is happening right now. So I'm curious if you're picking up on that, if you're noticing that, or maybe even in yourself, this desire for true belonging, and yet why are you not showing up to that group, to those people with who you truly are without the masks? And maybe those people are not the right safe people for you. That can be your story, and that is absolutely valid. There are people who cannot accept and see us and hold us in that emotional, vulnerable way. Absolutely. So there is a need for discernment of who are the safe spaces. Is that a safe space? And if it's a yes, why are you not showing up into that? What is your resistance? What are your wounds that are there keeping you from stepping into this more whole, healed part of yourself? This rediscovering and this re-remembering of who you truly are. So I hope that makes sense. And let me know as well if you're noticing that within yourself or people around you. Or maybe it's a totally different theme. Maybe true belonging isn't the thing that's hitting for you. Maybe it's something else. So I'm curious to hear what your feedback is. All right. So kind of moving back to that reaction anger that I was speaking of, this intense moment of change, this crucible, we are really being asked to be in stillness right now. This is stillness for ourselves in that healing journey. Again, as I was describing about this, asking questions of why am I not wanting to show up in true community and to take off those masks, because that requires stillness, to sit with those questions and to look within that mirror, to process and move through any emotions that you have coming up. Maybe as well, it will be around fear. On November 5th, as the election results start coming in the United States, whether you're here or you're somewhere else in the world, you're having an emotional investment or a deep emotional reaction to what's happening. Give yourself that space and the stillness to be with those feelings, those emotions, the depth of whatever that is. To be with them and to witness them. This is not the month to get caught up in the busyness of life. And I know that's really hard to do. Today is Halloween. After this video, I'm gonna go upstairs and start getting my kids ready to go trick-or-treating and to visit one of our lovely neighbor friends who lives right over there. She brought us some Halloween cupcakes to share with her. Like we have things that we're doing, especially if you're parents, right? Or the family obligations to celebrate and to get together. That is the holiday, at least here in the United States. It's just like from October to December. It is smashed together. It is nonstop. There are constant events, constant parties. I really encourage you to give yourself space and stillness right now. say no as often as you can, to listen and to tune into you, your intuition. What is your gut saying? If you're not getting a hell yes to go to that party or see those family members, then say no. Give yourself this gift of being in stillness to process what is coming through for you. Being in stillness will also help you, give you more grace and compassion for what is taking place from other people and the world. So what I mean by that as well is when you are not flooded, when you are not in overwhelm, you then have more space in your life where you can take that step back and you can see this person who might have a completely different belief, ideology, philosophy of life that you cannot agree with, okay? You don't agree with the things they're saying or what they're doing and how they're acting. Oh, we have a cat that's coming by. That seems very fitting on Halloween. What do you think? It's probably not going to come in the video, but just know we have cat medicine here. You know, it is that ability to see in the dark, you know, like cats. There is, you see the person as they're presenting themselves, and then can you see in the dark? Can you see beyond that presentation to what is under the surface, what is hidden? Why might they be reacting in that way, saying what they're saying? Is there some fear, some trauma, some wound? Again, this can be a very generational or even culture where they live. It hasn't been so easy or good for them. They've had struggles that you may not understand. So it's not about agreement. It's about getting space to have some compassion, to see them for who they are and to give them love, even if you can't agree, which is totally okay. So it's really about being in that deep presence with yourself and with other people, to see beyond the masks and the stories, to see them for who they are at that deeper level and to hold space. So really, really embrace stillness this month. And it will also help as well, again, there is this big disruption, this crucible of change our world is in and going through. It will be and will continue to get more scary, more disruptive. This experience of the ground, everything you thought you knew and believed in, can be going through a complete upheaval, where that ground is suddenly not underneath your feet anymore. Being in a space of stillness will help you to move with those changing energies, that shifting tide, where instead of falling down into a big black hole, when the ground goes away, you can almost skip from rock to rock, like you're finding your way, you're finding balance and grounding despite what is happening. So to bring in another lens with this for November is really, I encourage you to be an anchor. Anchor yourself down not into ideologies or philosophies or he said, she said, you're right, I'm wrong, you're, all that stuff, that polarity. Can you anchor yourself in love, in compassion, in caring? Can you be curious, even if you don't agree? Can you still hold that openness in your heart to be just slightly, a little bit curious of why they are doing what they are doing, why they feel the way they feel, why they believe the way that they believe? Again, even with my homeschool group, it's like, why am I not seeing people who say they want true belonging? Why are they not doing that? What might be blocking them from receiving that? And that helps me to not take things so personally. Like, it's not my fault. It's okay. I am doing what I am, everything I can do. And it's okay for this to just be part of their process. And maybe they're not going to be ready for what we're offering. And can I be okay with that? So definitely keep that anchorage into the heart and mind right now. Leave the mind behind and anchor into your heart. That's the message, the wisdom that I'm hearing right now. Okay. To go into this as well, really try not to bypass your fears right now. That's not to say just open the door and let the floodgates come in and then just be in this space of complete darkness where there is no light. That's not what I'm speaking of. What I'm speaking of is almost holding some boundaries of, okay, I suddenly had this intense feeling of fear right now, maybe on this thing or that election result, and this might be happening. Sit with that fear and really ask it why. Why are you so afraid? If it's about being safe, can you go even deeper than that? I don't feel safe. Well, why don't you feel safe? Try to really uncover, okay, what is being shown to you right now. But again, within, it's really part of this, it's this dance. This is part of the balance of healing. It's sitting with those fears and acknowledging them. And as you do, that's when the light begins to enter, and that's when we can have this real opening. And once we acknowledge these really deep, scary things, it's like, oh, well, I see what that is. I can meet that. I can put down and create new neural pathways for when that fear arises again. You can take a different path. So that's what I'm encouraging you to dance with this November as it comes up for you. So the last big theme I want to bring through is this is a period and a time of deep surrender. Deep acceptance for what is happening. Not agreement, but acceptance. Okay, our world is going through a massive change right now. That's not something I can change, but I can accept that it's happening. I can look within myself and see, where is the mirror? Where might I have these beliefs that other people have that I don't agree with? Where is that in me? And can you find that? Can you understand that? This is a time where we really need to follow our heart, not the mind, our heart, and this deep knowing, and allow that to guide you through this time of change. This is a time of letting go, again, surrendering all these beliefs, ideals, philosophies that you have, how our world might be working, our financial system might be this particular way. Can you allow that to go? Can you allow that to go through the transformation process that is happening? And can you hold and lean into this time of deep faith? We are being asked to take a leap of faith into the unknown right now. And that unknown is probably the single most scariest things for human beings. Unknown and change. Because we don't know what's on the other side of that change, right? Can you lean into that? That is what the energies are asking us. That is what the astrology is asking of us. Our consciousness are being upgraded right now, asking us to shed these old beliefs, these old stories of who we are not, to take that leap of faith to rediscover who we truly are in the unknown, to dance and to be in that liminal space, to find joy, even in tiny, tiny little moments, and to hold that in our hearts, to hold that light and the hope that is coming, that is opening for us despite what we might see on the nightly news. And I just had a hawk. I don't know if you can hear him. Got a hawk calling. How beautiful is that? Anchor into your heart during this time. I am hopeful, so hopeful for the future. And one of the reasons for that is the blessing to be with my children. The children I'm constantly around in our community, especially the sparklies, the neuro sparkly children. They are bringing in so much light and so much change. I see them, I feel them. I'm in this energy frequency with them. Eric's right there. And I'm just like, nah, you guys, you didn't come for doom and gloom, end of the world stuff. You came and you are coming in to make some big, beautiful changes. They truly are my light. They show me, continue to show me what's possible, and continue to be my guide of shedding the old stories, to find and remember my own inner child, my own hope. So just know, despite what is happening in the world, this is an incredibly exciting, hopeful time. No, it's not going to be easy. And yet, there's also beauty in that change of transformation. So hold to that. Okay. I'm also being asked to flip through this book. This is a call to power. Grandmothers speak. I've deepened my journey with the grandmothers and the net of light. That will be its own unfolding story. It's so beautiful. I was blessed to meet Sharon, who brought the grandmothers through. The Great Council of Grandmothers came to her 28 years ago. And I got to meet her, just last week. It's not even been a week yet. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to flip through this. And they have messages from the grandmothers are in bold. And there's a message that wants to be shared with you for right now. So I'm just going to ask grandmothers, what is the message that you would like to share with all those who are watching? There's just so much deep love.
Yes, I can't.
Deep love. That's why I love working with the grandmothers. It's just being cocooned and held in love. And I'll put the link for Sharon below in the grandmothers. Okay, what is the message? It's interesting, the page I went to is about the grandmother's empowerment. And this is something that I received in person. that I had received before virtually. So, there's Eric. I'm just looking to see where's the right space to go in on this particular transmission. Those who receive the empowerment will embody our message for others. And I guess this message is to connect to you that there is this empowerment and you can receive it through the gathering of the Net of Life. If you're local to me, I am able to give it to you, but there are many others. When you write about the empowerment, this is what the grandmothers are saying to Sharon, readers will get a description, a taste of it. That is all. But although an empowerment cannot be passed on through the written word, our message can. You will be busy giving empowerments. These will help to anchor our message. You will give many empowerments, and those who receive them will embody that message for others. Many of those who receive it won't know it, but they are link points for the work. Dear daughter, don't worry. You will give empowerments, and enough will receive them. It is our message that is important. It is our message that is important. Certain ones will take our message and do great things with it. The empowerment holds the message steady. It is because you have the empowerment that you're able to speak about our message. So take it where it is requested, wherever it is well received. We will let you know where to go. So if you are local, if you worked with me before especially, and you would like to receive that empowerment, please reach out. There is no cost to receive the grandmother's empowerment. It is this beautiful experience of being deeply held and seen and witnessed, held in that cocoon of love. And there is a flowering, an awakening that happens within you, even if you are not conscious to it. So I'm going to trust that that is enough, also because my kids are done and they want to go back home. So I would like to honor them for that. So I hope this is helpful for you. I really do hope it's supportive for you during this time of great change. Please know that you are not alone. I just feel there's a burp coming. It's not ready to come out yet. That's all right. You're not alone. Anchor into your hearts. Anchor into your love, especially this month, but definitely through the months beyond. We are in a big, big time. You are not alone. Thank you all so much for being here. If you find this was helpful, please like it, share it with your friends. Reach out if you need support or if you would like to receive that grandmother's empowerment. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.